Hello everyone, happy to see you. Author Cristy Watson here, and today I'm going to share a chapter from my newest book with Orca Book Publishers, Room 555. And I thought it was actually a timely story to be reading right now while we are dealing with the COVID crisis, not able to go to school, not able to maybe even get out of our houses. And for those of you who have grandmas and grandpas who maybe are in care homes, your worry factor has gone way up during this crisis. And we know how hard that is. We also know how hard it is not to be able to visit with your family or with your friends. So one of the things I've mentioned in one of my other talks about my books is that we often find friends between the pages of a book, new friends. And so even if you can't get out to be with your friends in the community or your friends from school, maybe you will make some new friends in the pages of a new story or book that you're reading. Also, the reason this is a timely story is because our main character, Rooney, loves her Gram. But her Gram lives in a care home. And not because of the crisis, but she is scared to go visit her Gram. She's afraid of the care home. She's afraid of seeing her Gram in the care home. And so she avoids visiting at all costs. Of course, for those of you who aren't afraid of visiting in the care home, when this crisis is over, I know you will be lining up to go visit your family. But for those of you who maybe have struggled, this story can hopefully help you find your courage and find your way. All right, so without further ado, here is chapter 1 of Room 555 by me, author Cristy Watson. Chapter 1. Rooney, are you ready yet? I can hear Jordan breathing outside my bedroom door. He's wheezing, and he only walked up the stairs. That boy needs to exercise. I'm not going, I yell through the door. Tell Mom I have too much homework. Like you do homework. Just tell her I'm not going. Tell her yourself. I tiptoe to the door and crack it open slightly. Even though my younger brother gets on my nerves, he usually follows through. He's a pro at sucking up to my parents. I hear him tell Dad that I'm staying home. He leaves off the homework part. My dad's probably wearing his blue shirt and pink tie. He knows Gram loves it when he dresses up. Or at least she used to love seeing him in fancy clothes. Now I'm not sure what she sees or remembers. She's been living at the Cedars Care Home for Seniors since I was 10. 3 years she's been stuck in that place. I would die. The stairs creak, and I know someone's coming up. As I close the door, I catch a whiff of my mum's perfume. Lavender and rose. She smells nice, and I can tell she's doused herself with extra. Sometimes it smells bad in that place where they keep my grandma. Who am I kidding? It always smells bad in that place. That's why I'm not going. It smells like old, stale, forgotten people. And it's full of stale, old, forgotten people. We only have 2 days off from school, and I need to spend them practicing my hip-hop moves for the dance challenge. I'm in my first year at high school, and they have a competition where I can even compete against 12th graders. I'd love to win, but to do that I have to practice. So it's not really like I'm bailing on Gram. It's important that I do this competition. Then I will go visit her. Then I will have something to show her. A big trophy. Since I closed my door when I first heard the creaky stairs, I don't know where my mum went. Maybe she had to grab something from her room, like her purse. She's always forgetting things or losing her stuff. But then I hear her heels clicking on the hardwood floor. She's standing outside my door. Rooney, may I come in? Before I can say no, she's turning my door handle. I fly across the room and land on my bed. It creaks too. It's probably as old as Gram. Do you mind, Mum? I could have been getting dressed. That's why I asked Dad to put a lock on the door. I'm sorry, Mary, but we need to talk. I hate it when my mom uses my real name. It's too plain, I remember Graham saying one time when I was little. She was making my favorite, spaghetti and meatballs. You are meant for great things. Mary isn't a name that will make you soar. She had paused while she looked me over. Macaroon. Now there's a name. It made us all laugh because Graham loves macaroons and made them for dessert every time we came to dinner. Well, the name stuck and then got shortened to Rooney. I prefer that to Mary. Plus, macaroon is a better name for a hip-hop dancer anyway. Mum plops down in the bed beside me. This is lecture mode, and I'm not interested. I jump up and cross my room to my desk. I pull open a binder and sit down on my blue exercise ball. Immediately, my stomach muscles engage to keep me balanced on the ball. Look, Mom, I have tons of homework. That part is true. I need to work on this for school on Monday, or I may not pass the class. That part is true, too. I'm going to work on it all afternoon. That part is not true. I plan to spend the afternoon on my hip-hop routine for the dance contest. But Mum doesn't need to know that. It's just that you haven't been to visit Graham in months. She asks about you all the time. You used to love going. I know it's harder now because sometimes she doesn't remember us, but she loves you, and I know she misses you. I get a lump in my throat. I love Graham too, but that place gives me the creeps, and I get way too emotional if Graham's having a bad day. I just want to remember her the way she was, painting, smiling, and making macaroons. We're leaving in 20 minutes. We won't stay for long. Maybe you could work on your project when we get back. I shake my head. I feel guilty about not going with the family to see my grandmother, but it's too hard to see her like that. She used to be so beautiful with her long dark hair. I can see her slender fingers holding the paintbrush as she made deep strokes along the canvas. Graham mostly did portraits. I tried painting with her one day, but I am definitely not an artist. Well, not that kind of an artist. I'm a hip-hop artist. Mum sighs and leaves my room. I watch from my bedroom window as they pile into the car. As soon as it turns the corner, I grab my headphones. I push play on my favorite song, and it blasts into my ears. I've already changed into my sweatpants and tank top. I flex my arms in the mirror. Then after shuffling my feet for a few moments to get my rhythm going, I bust a few moves. I do some side steps while crisscrossing my arms. Then I add some step touches before I step slide and drop to the floor. I love the stop and drop moves because then I can really get my groove on. As I try a few pop and locks, Graham is no longer on my mind. I'm not thinking of her withering away in that place. I'm not feeling guilty for bailing on her. I just feel the adrenaline flow through my body as I move to the music. All right, that is chapter 1 of Room 555. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And I thought I'd give you a couple of author tips at the end of our session now. One of them is very much true for me when I wrote Room 555. As you can probably tell by looking at me and my age, I am not a hip-hop dancer. I love dancing and I love watching dancing, but I've never taken a dance lesson in my life. And so even the language of hip-hop is something I wasn't familiar with. So for this book, in writing it, I spent hours researching, watching dancing shows, watching clips of videos on the internet. I watched how they did dance moves, and quite often I tried them myself. Big epic fail. I am not good at hip-hop dancing, but I learned a ton about what kinds of moves you can do, what they're called, how they string together. And so one of the things you might do if you are getting your writing going right now while you are at home is to do the research. Make sure that you look up the things you aren't clear on or you aren't sure about, things that maybe are not as comfortable for you or are new to you. Learn about them, because the more you learn and understand them, the better you will be able to describe them in your stories, and the more true they will feel for everyone reading the book. If you are curious and want to take a look at the research I did, maybe you can check out what stop and drops are, or pops and locks. Maybe you can check out what a side step is. Go and look at some videos, and for your exercise today, your gym class, maybe you can do some hip-hop moves. All right, this is author Cristy Watson signing off for now. Please stay strong, healthy, and safe, and I hope to see you again soon.